Her smile shines as bright as the stars at night. Her heart is as kind as can be. She has the patience of a saint, but if you push her, oh Lordy. A straight talker is Smiley. She's the salt of the earth. Make no mistake, she matters. Catch Smiley's story on a live stream. Oh boy, that girl can matter. Go Smiley. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Missing posters and stories of heartache and fear. She tells us all of the heartbreaking tears. She can sniff out the guilty from a mile away. If Smiley's on the case, then she's here to stay. She cares about these missing children. She cares deeply about them all. She speaks the truth with integrity. For the truth, she will seek it all. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Smiley's questions are like a heat-seeking missile. She's going straight for the bullseye. Don't ever believe you can fool her. She's too wise, man, she won't comply. She values freedom like the 4th of July. She values respect even more. If you want to earn a place at Smiley's table, watch the clock, it takes time for sure. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you break her trust, you're done for. Trust don't grow back like grass. So don't give Smiley a reason to doubt you, or that friendship will shatter like glass. She's a damn good woman, that much we know. She puts in the hours to bring them kids home. If your child is missing, you want Smiley on the case. She is always willing and she gives so much grace. She's a Smiley, alright. She's a Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, H. Davis. Hello. Good to see you again. Hello, Dawn Emery and Nancy. Hello. Good to see you. And Terry Parker and Stephanie Williams. Hello and welcome. Welcome in on Tuesday. I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. So I made it home. I am home safe. Home safe, trying to catch up on all the things. Hello, everybody. So glad you're here. Glad to see you. What are y'all doing today? What is everybody doing today now that I can catch up with you a little bit? Hopefully everybody's doing good. I'm glad to see everybody. Today we're going to talk about a case I wanted to do before I left and didn't get a chance to. But we're going to, honey. We're going to. So, this is about a little 7-year-old girl we're going to talk about today. I hope y'all grabbed your coffee and your drinks and your Cokes and your whatever you want to drink, and your snacks and all of your things. Just come on in, sit right down, and let's get rolling. Let's get rolling. But buckle your seatbelts because this is another sad one. When you hear the details of what happened to Naya, it's going to shake you to your core. So be aware. It's not just because of the brutality, I don't think. It defies every instinct and every image of what a mother is supposed to be. I don't know what is wrong with these so-called mothers. I don't know what they think gives them the right to do this to their children. But they do all the bad things. And this is one of them. And this mother, she was supposed to protect and comfort her child, not harm them, much less take their life, right? She wasn't supposed to take their life. And she did it in such a cruel, cruel way. Deliberate. It was deliberate. There's no doubt about that. To imagine looking down, I just can't imagine looking down at Naya, seeing those beautiful little eyes and that face and that small body, and still choosing the violence she put on that baby. That's almost beyond comprehension. I mean, it's not just an act of physical aggression. It's a complete betrayal. It's the sacred bond between a parent and a child. Let's watch the news and let's see this lady and let's see what's going on here. Hold your horses here.
In her first death penalty filing since becoming state attorney, Alexia Cox outlines in these documents why she believes Nikisha Williams should receive capital punishment if found guilty.
For nearly 45 days, Nikisha Williams has been sitting in a Palm Beach County jail cell for allegedly beating 7-year-old Nia Williams so badly detectives say she killed her. Now, the state attorney's office has filed a motion for Williams to be put to death.
How much could you have done to her to make the state want to kill you?
Nia's loved ones, Rebecca Finley and Whitney Walker,
But I can't breathe, I can't eat.
tell me every day without Nia is a battle.
So we don't let this light go out. It says, the moment your heart stops, mine changed forever.
To them, death is what Williams deserves.
Oh, it's fit perfect for her. Eye for an eye.
In state attorney Alexia Cox's first death penalty motion, she cites these 5 reasons for the push. Aggravated child abuse. The crime is especially heinous, committed in a cold, calculated manner. The victim is less than 12 years old, and the victim was particularly vulnerable, as the defendant is a family member.
It's more reasons. They're just not listed.
I sat down with John Walsh, the supervising attorney in the fostering division of the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County.
In this case, it's a tragedy.
It's also personal, as he represented
Right.
Nia as an infant and now represents Nia's surviving siblings.
Every child you lose haunts you in this field.
He believes the state could have prevented Nia's death.
In this case,
Me too,
the
honey.
state filed to terminate her parental rights at one point. Why did they change course? Well, we need to look at the forest and ask ourselves, what could we have done that would have made her safer?
But for Finley, if she could speak with Williams, she would say,
You deserve everything that is coming to you.
in Palm Beach County,
Always justice for Nia.
I'm Kayla McDermott.
There's more, there's more news stories out there. Hold on a minute. There's more news stories out there on that. I just wanted to show you her beautiful little face and then that monster's ugly face. I don't know why these monsters do this to their children. I have no idea. The truth is, in cases like this, often involve a combination of factors deeply rooted. They are. It's deeply rooted. It's cruelty, unresolved rage, maybe, and it possible untreated mental illness. I can't even understand why. There's just no excuse. This person's heart was definitely hardened. Excuse me. But even with explanations, there's no justification whatsoever. Plenty of people face hardships. Plenty of people get angry. And plenty of people in this world have trauma. And they still protect their children. They don't go out and do these things. That's what makes this case so scary. We can't understand it. I mean, we just can't, because most of us, to the most normal people, it's unthinkable. And Nia, she had no choice. She had no choice but to trust her mother. We're supposed to trust our parents. It was the horrible act and betrayal, the ultimate betrayal of her mother. And, this is a trigger warning, so you should know now. There was also, I thought it was 3, but I think it's 4 other children besides her that was in the house. It may have been 3, so I might be wrong on the number. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it was a total of 4 of them all together counting her, or if it was 3 counting her. But it kind of reminds me of Summer. It's what nobody says. It's what nobody says and what nobody does. I'm sorry. The system failed. They failed these children, all of them. They failed this baby girl big time, in my opinion. And Don and Candace, I'm getting back around to you and your supporters. I really am. It might be in the next day or 2. So stop with your BS about your kids and they're never coming back. Don't even get me started on this live. Just because you were cleared from DCF, DCS, DHS, whatever they call it there. Sorry. And those who sit up and read and go on and on about the bullshit, stop it. You know better. The only way them boys are ever coming back, ever, two ways, is one, and I will lay it out one by one for y'all, is if they are cleared, if they work with TBI and Hawkins County and they are cleared completely 100% of Summer being gone, or them boys turn 18 and choose They may not choose, but if they choose to go back, it ain't happening. So back to this story. Coming back here, this little girl was failed. She was 7 years old. Seven. Learning how to spell big words. Still asking why. You know, asking the little things. Why this, Mommy? Why is this color or that color? You know, why do you do this? Still believing her mommy's arms was the safest place on earth. Hey, Raymond. How are you, honey? I'm glad you made it live too. I hope you're doing good. Hello. You know, the one person that's supposed to give her the peace on earth is her mother. But the one person that's meant to protect her let her down, look down into her face, her own child. And instead of love, that mother chose violence. Not once, not twice, but over and over and over until the light in Naya's eyes was gone. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Raymond. So I cannot wrap my head around that. How do you, and this is a trigger warning, how do you stomp the life out of your own baby? How? How do you hear her cry and keep going? That's not a mother. That's a monster. That's usually a monster under your bed that's not even real, that the kids go and get, or in the closet, that you go get the pew-pew or whatever. You know? Thank you, Raymond. Thank you. I don't even, I was saying I don't know where my bell is. I'm just getting all my stuff back in from where I come in from my trip, honey, and I'm all over the place here. I got some cleaning to do today. Thank you. Thank you for gifting a membership. Whoever got that, please thank Raymond. Yeah, H. Davis, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. And now Naya's voice has been silenced. But ours hadn't. Mine hasn't. We'll speak for her. I'll speak for her. I will remember her. You know, and we'll demand justice over here. That every courtroom wall in that building shakes. I don't care. Naya, your name, honey, will not be forgotten. It will not fade into a case file. You know, Naya deserved birthday cakes, y'all. She deserved those little dress-up days and tea parties. She deserved sleepovers and field trips. Naya deserved love. And in Smiley's world, we'll keep telling her story until justice is served. And that person gets what they deserve. Because we know, we ain't accusing nobody. We know that's who did what. Until justice is served, the world knows all of that was stolen from her. I hope that monster sees her every waking and sleeping hour, in my opinion. That's my opinion. You can call me mean. You can call me hateful. I don't care. Her mother's a monster. You can hate me. Do you think I care? I don't care. You can call me cruel and heartless and I'm not smiley and all that. I don't care. See? Because the only person in this story who is truly evil and truly mean and truly cruel was this so-called mother. Hey, Beverly V and everybody coming in. Hello, hello. A real mother don't harm her child. A real mother don't watch, the light in her baby's eyes disappear. It is the truth, Belva. And I'm going to speak the truth, and I don't care who likes it. Call me what you will. I'm grown. I can handle it. We hope you have a good day, too. But you know what? A real mother fights the world to protect her child, not become danger to the child that needs protecting them. So no, I won't soften my words up. I'm not going to soften my words up for YouTube or anybody in here. Not for anyone. I'm not going to soften. Because Naya deserves a voice. I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth. And this is the truth. The woman who took her little life is the very definition of a monster. She's evil. And that makes me angry. That makes me angry. It should make everybody angry. If you can hear Naya's story and not feel your stomach turn, if you can hear how her last moments were filled with fear and pain and it not put a fire in your chest or your stomach and all that, then you're not listening close enough, or either you just have a black heart. I don't know. I don't need to know. It's fine. Yeah, I don't sugarcoat nothing, Raymond. I don't sugarcoat anything. Now, I can have compassion and be passionate and all that stuff, but I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth, especially when it comes to evil. Because we're all supposed to protect children, our children, their children, your children. We're supposed to be the safe place, a shield, a voice. And when someone, especially a parent, chooses the danger instead of the protection, we should all rise up and say, look, not on our watch, not again, not ever again. It's not just her family loss. It's not. It's any decent human being. Any decent human being. If you did, I would leave and need to change the system. Exactly. Because we have to care. We have to shake everybody. If you don't care, there's a problem. So, yeah, am I angry? Yes, I'm angry. I'm angry because anger, it can be the fuel for justice. And Nia Williams deserves no less, nothing less than all of us fighting for her and fighting for justice. What about her siblings? Don't forget them. She was the target. But her siblings too was abused. And we got to remember what they saw, what they heard, and what they remember and what they're going to remember. But they were abused too. And according to the police, the mother, oh God, Lord, I'm going to say her name wrong, I know, Nakisha Williams, her children was described as being violently punished with objects like metal pipes, metal pipes, high heel shoes. She could get them high heel shoes out, right? Belts. Nyla endured all this pain, abuse of all of it, and so did her brothers and sisters, but not to the extent, because Nia was a targeted child. Her siblings recounted that in the days before her death, Nia experienced terrible, terrible stomach pain, and she started throwing up, and allegedly this monster, she sure wasn't no mother, this monster stomped on her stomach. God, I can't imagine that. I mean, now I really want to puke. One of Nia's siblings made the 911 call. When she became unresponsive, an act that underscores the horror that they were forced to endure. I mean, repeated warnings were ignored. See, this is the problem right here. Former caregivers and official foster parents raised alarms to the Department of Children and Family Services about ongoing abuse. They raised these questions, or they called in and they made reports. And these abuse reports continue to be unchecked. The system failed again. So what's up? They keep failing. They keep failing, in my opinion. Experts have said that states' protective systems failed these children. Reports of visible injuries were there, including on the siblings. They were all filed. They were filed weeks before Nia's death, but authorities did not act. They didn't act quick enough. I mean, listen, people, when this is happening, do you think your kids are just going to be there, or the kids, not your kids, but the kids are going to be there maybe next week, next month, next year? Well, you better heed those warning signs, in my opinion. And so what about her brothers and sisters? Exactly, Beverly. I do agree with you on that. Hold on just a second. I'm getting a text from my hubby. Hold on a minute. GS legs. Okay. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I can't do. I can't do. Or they can't do anything without me. But anyway. But I just can't wrap my mind around any of this. They should, I agree, Beverly, become endangered. You know, what is it with this? These cases truly often involve combination factors like deep-rooted and cruelty, and nobody's paying attention. It seems like they're not paying attention, if you ask me. You know, I mean, I know nobody asked me, but I'm telling you, I'm still telling you, Y'all know real mothers don't harm their children. You know? You're supposed to protect your children. Especially, you know, a parent, even step parents. You're supposed to protect those you love, especially your children. Especially. We're supposed to say, not on our watch, not ever again. And this is not just her family's loss. You know, this is every decent human who believes children deserve love. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you so much. Thank Raymond for that. Raymond gifted another membership. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you so much. Raymond's always a great support. I love Raymond. Thank you. I don't know how people can just say, maybe she just lost it. Are you serious? Again, looking down in that child's face, even if you did it once, do you not snap out of it and say, oh my God, that's my child and my child's eyes I'm looking down into? What the flip? Really? The system failed. The mother failed. They all failed. And for the brothers and sisters or whoever, whichever one of the siblings called 911, kudos to them to absolutely be able to do that. You know, they say caregivers spoke up and warned them. Okay. And they say those kids were sent right back into the hands of this monster. Now Naya is gone. I think on that video that I showed y'all, that must have been the caregivers. I don't know if they meant caregivers as far as like foster people. So was she in foster care and the other children maybe, and they gave them back to the mom? I don't know, but something needs to be done about this. Hey, Kentucky for Life. Hello, hello. Yeah, and they failed Sebastian, Stephanie. Prayers for Sebastian and Seth. Absolutely. They failed Summer, in my opinion. They failed. They're failures. I don't care what side of the coin you're on. You know, we can't also just demand justice for Naya and forget her siblings. I hope her siblings are being well taken care of. And they deserve to know that this is a nightmare that they never have to relive again. They deserve to know that this is a better world, and they need to be put somewhere where they're shown love. And that's another thing. If you're any kind of parent, excuse me, y'all know what I'm talking about. And a child is put somewhere and shown something it never had in love and shit. Don't start crying that all of a sudden CPS has stole your child. I don't give a damn. Fuck you. Oh, and the bitches that's out there reading for the parents, that, why ain't you go get that kid? Miss Almighty, you know who you are too. Y'all are so damn stupid. All y'all make me sick. You know who you are. All of y'all make me sick. Start putting these kids first. these kids and these siblings of these monsters, they deserve to know this is a safe world. And they don't deserve to be stalked and live in fear the rest of their life. And in Smiley Stories world, we don't stop at one voice. We fight for every single child who's been hurt. I don't care if they are white, black, purple, red, gay, straight, pink, orange. No child should be living and breathing and be a human. I don't care if they have disabilities, health problems, or whatever. They do not deserve to be forgotten or be silenced. That don't get it here. It don't get it here, period. Nakisha Williams, or whatever her name is, was a monster. The mother that did this to her own child. This woman's facing murder charges, and now they have filed to give her the death penalty. Nakisha Williams is 31 years old. She was arrested June 26 and charged with first-degree murder after the death of her beautiful daughter, 7-year-old Nia Williams, on April 28th of this year. An investigation report from Riviera Beach Police Department, it gave the details. It gave the details of years of abuse, and all of that was inflicted by the mother. Hey, wait, what? Wait, what? Hello, honey. Good to see you. Wait, what? You know, they lived at 1500 block of West 15th Street in reference, the police was called in reference to the unresponsive child. That was the sibling that called, because I'm sure the mother, if it was up to her, the monster probably would have just tried to hide the child. Maybe the sibling was too quick for all that. Thank God. When officers arrived at the scene, Nia Williams was found unresponsive. The child was transported to St. Mary's Center at the hospital medical center, and she was pronounced dead. According to the report, she suffered severe blunt force trauma, including lacerated liver and internal bleeding. An autopsy determined the internal injuries led to the child's death. That's where her mama was stomping on her. Okay. Sad. An autopsy determined that, and then during the investigation, the Riviera Police Department was able to determine the child suffered years of neglect and abuse. How could a mother do this? How could a mother do this? The problem is they take the kids away from people that don't deserve to have them, right? And then take them. And then people who deserve to have their kids taken, let them keep. It makes no sense. You are 100,000% right. Because you know why? They're like most you only get, even if you have 5 CPS workers, let's just say you have 5. You're only going to get 1 that cares, that wants to do their job. You're going to have 4 that freaking don't care. Honestly, they don't care, or they get tired of it. They don't care. It's sad. Hey, Betsy. Any human being who would do this to another human being, much less a child, much less your child. That's a monster. The medical records reported trauma-related fractures and burns. It takes a horrible SOB to burn somebody. I'm just saying, especially a child. We've seen that a lot, but, you know, ugh, that's horrible. The injuries included fractures to her right femur, a cut on the back of her head, all from April 2021. And in September 2021, Naya was treated for a broken arm. In 2022, Naya was treated for multiple burn marks from boiling water. Are you serious right now? And that didn't raise no red flags? God bless. All the signs were there prior for abuse. All of them. According to two former caretakers who had temporary custody of this child and her siblings, they told police the child suffered from years of physical abuse and abandonment by her mother. And the investigation determined that the child frequently missed school and was visibly in distress before her death. A teacher who was interviewed by the police after the child's death noted that Naya would come to school wearing dirty clothes and miss more than 50 days of school this year alone. A teacher noted that on April 25th, Naya came to school very sick and could not even hold her head up in class at lunchtime. Naya threw up in the cafeteria and complained of severe stomach pains and said she was cold. Although the child was sent to the school nurse's office, the nurse was unable to treat Naya because her mother, the damn monster, did not sign a parental consent form while in the nurse's office. Naya threw up again, but officials at the school were unable to contact Naya's mother. In an interview with the child's siblings, it was discovered that the mother put the children through violent punishments with objects like metal pipes, heels, and belts. In describing the final days before Naya Williams' death, Naya apparently suffered from severe stomach pain, vomiting, and was stomped on by her mother. Listen, I don't care what her mother signed. That's when they should have called the police. It's very obvious she needed health care. Betsy said CPS said that they try not to break up family. Yeah, but when they need to be removed from the family, and removes them at their own hands. Yeah, exactly. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. CPS is a failure, Betsy, on both sides of the coins. That's what I was just speaking of a few minutes ago. They are just horrible. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's the truth. There's also documented visible injuries on the child and other children by Florida Department of Children and Families. And it raised concerns as early as April 2nd. The concerns were not acted upon. Nakisha Williams entered a not guilty plea on June 27th, and she's being held in Palm County Jail without bail. I hope she never gets bail. I hope she never gets out. That's just me. Everybody's afforded a bail, though. Eventually, she may get some, but I hope not. I hope not. Here lately, they've been pretty good about, if you'll notice, these people that's been in there not getting bond until their court date. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, I'm going to tell you, Florida don't play. Now, I ain't talking about CPS and all that. CPS in every state is screwed up, including Florida. everywhere. Everywhere. But she faces charges of first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse, and prosecutors have indicated their intent, and actually they just filed something to pursue the death penalty. Naya was found unresponsive again at 1501 West 15th Street, Riviera Beach, and she was taken to St. Mary's Medical Center and pronounced dead later that night. You know, that's some sorry stuff right there. But they didn't try to help a bunch of those children here in Summer and Sebastian. They need to get new jobs. Exactly, Rose. I agree. Exactly. And the homicide said due to severe blunt force trauma to this abdominal and including lacerated liver and internal bleeding. Again, I'm just screaming. This poor little girl was failed by all, in my opinion. You know, you can say what you want. That's how I feel. Investigators revealed Naya, she had endured so many years of abuse. It's sickening. It's sickening. The burns, the violent punishment, all the things. It does. CPS definitely needs it. It needs it, and not for what these other people are out here saying. And y'all know what I'm talking about. We gonna get to that. Smiley ain't forgot that, because Smiley's been shut up long enough on that, and they're getting on my last nerve. And I got a whole lie prepared for that. So y'all just wait on it. Hey, VA. People want money. Now, you don't get to sue CPS and get money because you think, please don't get me started on that right now. I'm just saying, please don't. Let me focus on this. Y'all know me, I have a hard time to focus. You tell me she was not failed, though. If you tell me that Naya was not failed, and you prove that to me, I promise you, Smiley, I will get down on my hands and my knees in front of you, and I will kiss your feet. And I guarantee you that will never happen. It's not going to ever happen. On August 4th, 2025, the state attorney's office filed that notice for intent to seek the death penalty. They cited several aggravating factors. They said that she was under 12 years old. The act was especially heinous and cruel. They said that Williams had custodial authority over the victim, and the crime was committed in a cold and calculated manner. And on August 7th, 2025, Williams remained held without bond in the Palm County Jail. And a deposition hearing was scheduled for the following week for further, to see further about further legal hearings and stuff like that. And I'll say she was cold, all right, in this. She's probably the coldest in this lifetime, in my opinion. She won't in this lifetime be lukewarm. Not until she gets to hell. She'll be lukewarm. She won't ever be lukewarm. And then she'll be more than lukewarm. The former caretakers and legal experts have expressed complete in utterly anguish and frustration. They are so mad over this, and they're so upset, and they're so heartbroken, and I don't blame them. One caretaker said she was just a baby of joy. And they said they can never stop thinking about or get over her smile. You know, isn't it funny how all these children that seems to be or said to be abused, they have the biggest smiles. Have y'all noticed that? Gives me chills. Gives me chills. What a freaking shame. The worst mistake I ever made for my oldest was to trust relatives, but had to learn the worst way. Yeah, exactly. Wait, what? Exactly. You know, and it's sad. It's sad. But the legal expert remarked that the system is designed to protect children. That one, they said, failed 7-year-old Nia Williams. And they was given multiple chances, and they failed multiple times. Really, you think? I'm just saying. There was no, what do you call that? No, in my opinion, well, I'll just say they failed 100%. You know, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And according to the local news, the mom, Monster, is slated to return to court next week for her deposition hearing. And what that means is there will be a deposition hearing. It usually involves the timeline, pre-trial motions, discovery, and all those things. So, you know, the plea deadlines and all that. So we'll see. The media reports, you know, it'll occur next week. Again, we'll see. The hearing will likely be scheduled somewhere around the 15th. This is not the 15th, is it? Yeah. Probably somewhere around the 15th. So it's pretty close. In the next few days, or sometime this week. That's this week. Yeah, it hits differently from family. Absolutely. So if you want to check the exact dates and stuff, you could go to the Palm Beach. It's actually Palm Beach County Clerk of Courts. And it's NAIKISHIAL Williams, you know, but to monitor for updates. But the news is WPTV or WFLX. They're the ones who's doing the most reporting on it, those news stations. You know, so you should go follow those, honestly. You know, and investigators have reported several of the siblings also lived there again with the mom, and they experienced violent abuse, and they shared details of that abuse. And so I'm not sure if it was 3 siblings plus her to make 4, or if it was 4 more siblings beside her. I'm not sure on that. I'm not going to lie to you. But, I mean, this is something her siblings will never forget. They also endured the beatings and the abuse, but Nia was the target. Yes, thank you for that, for putting up that helpline. Thank you for that. And in these abuse cases, sadly, it's not uncommon for one child to become a primary target. And that's very true. Even when siblings are home, sometimes it's because of, why do people become targets? Hey, not crazy. Sometimes it's because of psychological or relationship reasons. But there's different reasons. A child can become a scapegoat, and abusive parents get fixated on one child, and they blame their family stresses on them. They blame their problems on them, their money problems, their hardships, their issues. So they target one child. And be clear. Hey, Janice. Oh, it's fine, honey. Be clear. That's not the child's problem. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. It's just sickening. Maybe a child is more outspoken, and more sensitive, you know, and so they don't like that and they pick on them more. But it doesn't matter. There's no reason. They're a child. There's no reason. Sometimes it's very possible that the reason a child becomes a scapegoat is because they're literally disliked by the other party, because they might look like their ex-partner. That it could fuel resentment. They could look like even anybody else in the family, and they take that out on the child, you know, and that is a shame. It's sad. The child don't deserve that. The child can't help that. You know, again, that's your problem, and you need help, not the child's, right? Stepchildren, they're, not all of them, but stepchildren, a lot of times they're right there in the mix. You got the Cinderella effect, you know. You may have a child with a disability that they can't stand because of that. They look at as a failure. They just get angry with them. They're jealous of them because they get all the attention. You know, it's unreal, people. It's unreal, but it happens, and it's true. They take their problems out. They have zero right. I don't care what their problem is. I don't care what they like or they don't like. I don't care about all that. There's zero reason to abuse a child. You know, before I do end this live, I want to say Naya's name one more time. This was a beautiful 7-year-old girl, Naya. She had a smile that lit up a room, and she should be here today. She should be laughing. She should be playing. 7 years old, she should be at school. She should be safe. What happened to her should never again happen to any child. No child. It's all on us to speak up, to fight for the ones that can't fight for themselves, that can't speak for themselves, to keep the pressure on until justice is served. Now, with her, we know where she's at. We know what happened, but now we have to make sure justice is served. And if you suspect child abuse, don't stay silent. Call it in, follow up on it, and be the voice that could save a life. Today, we sign off here at Smiley's. Let's just make sure that Naya's name is not forgotten. Justice for Naya, justice for every child. If you suspect abuse, please call it in. You know, you got the Child National Abuse Hotline. And I thank you all for being here. You know, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, to subscribe, to share, to like, get her name and her face out there. Speak up for her for justice. Speak up for all these children for justice, and that they're found, the ones that are lost. And absolutely continue to speak for the voiceless. Thank you for everybody coming in today. I am home safe again. I'm trying to catch up on everything, and I have more stuff to put out. And as I promised, where I went on my trip, I have put some stuff out in my membership, but I'm going to upload the video probably later tonight or maybe tomorrow. I have to put everything together. I'm trying to get caught up on stuff. And I'm going to do that. So I haven't forgot y'all. Can't thank you enough for being here, and just bear with me. Again, I'm getting caught up because you know how it is. You go somewhere and a lot of stuff goes on. So I'm just trying to get some things out, some things up and done, and I will catch you up. And then I love y'all. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.